Learn what is to be taken seriously and laugh at the rest. If you hate a person, you hate something in him that is part of yourself. What isn't part of ourselves doesn't disturb us. Wisdom cannot be imparted. Wisdom that a wise man attempts to impart always sounds like foolishness to someone else. Knowledge can be communicated, but not wisdom. One can find it, live it, do wonders through it, but one cannot communicate and teach it. Whoever wants music instead of noise, joy instead of pleasure, soul instead of gold, creative work instead of business, passion instead of foolery, finds no home in this trivial world of ours. Words do not express thoughts very well. They always become a little different immediately after they are expressed, a little distorted, a little foolish. It is not for me to judge another man's life. I must judge. I must choose. I must spurn, purely for myself alone. Some of us think holding on makes us strong, but sometimes it is letting go. I've always believed, and I still believe, that whatever good or bad fortune may come our way, we can always give it meaning and transform it into something of value. I live in my dreams. That's what you sense. Other people live in dreams, but not in their own. That's the difference. Without words, without writing, and without books, there would be no history. There could be no concept of humanity. We are not going in circles. We are going upwards. The path is a spiral. We have already climbed many steps. Oh, love isn't there to make us happy. I believe it exists to show us how much we can endure. It may be important to great thinkers to examine the world, to explain and despise it. But I think it is only important to love the world, not to despise it. Not for us to hate each other, but to be able to regard the world and ourselves and all beings with love, admiration, and respect. Often, it is the most deserving people who cannot help loving those who destroy them. When you like someone, you like them in spite of their faults. When you love someone, you love them with their faults. People with courage and character always seem sinister to the rest. Those who are too lazy and comfortable to think for themselves and be their own judges obey the laws. Others sense their own laws within them. Youth ends when egotism does. Maturity begins when one lives for others. Gentleness is stronger than severity. Water is stronger than rock. Love is stronger than force. I realize today that nothing in the world is more distasteful to a man than to take the path that leads to himself. You must find your dream, but no dream lasts forever. Each dream is followed by another, and one should not cling to any particular dream. You should never be afraid of people. Such fear can destroy us completely. You have simply got to get rid of it if you want to turn into someone decent. You understand that, don't you? We fear death. We shudder at life's instability. We grieve to see the flowers wilt again and again, and the leaves fall. And in our hearts, we know that we too are transitory and will soon disappear. Opinions mean nothing. They may be beautiful or ugly, clever or foolish. Anyone can embrace or reject them. When dealing with the insane, the best method is to pretend to be sane. Not in his speech, not in his thoughts. I see his greatness. Only in his actions, in his life. It is not our purpose to become each other. It is to recognize each other, to learn to see the other and honor him for what he is. Within you, there is a stillness and a sanctuary to which you can retreat at any time and be yourself. There are always a few such people who demand the utmost of life and yet cannot come to terms with its stupidity and crudeness. Everyone can perform magic. Everyone can reach his goals if he is able to think, if he is able to wait, if he is able to fast. The man of power is ruined by power, the man of money by money, the submissive man by subservience, the pleasure seeker by pleasure. An enlightened man had but one duty, to seek the way to himself, to reach inner certainty, to grope his way forward, no matter where it led. Writing is good. Thinking is better. Cleverness is good. Patience is better. What we can and should change is ourselves, our impatience, our egoism, including intellectual egoism, our sense of injury, our lack of love and forbearance. If you need something desperately and find it, this is not an accident. Your own craving and compulsion leads you to it. Madness, in a higher sense, is the beginning of all wisdom. The opposite of every truth is just as true. Love can be begged, bought, or received as a gift. One can find it in the street, but one cannot steal it. Life is always frightful. We cannot help it, and we are responsible all the same. One's born, and at once one is guilty. A person is never entirely holy or entirely sinful. Happiness is a how, not a what. A talent, not an object. Home is neither here nor there. Home is within you, or home is nowhere at all. You have to try the impossible to achieve the possible. Love is like death. It is fulfillment, and an evening after which nothing more may follow. Look, we hate nothing that exists, not even death. Suffering and dying does not horrify our souls, as long as we learn more deeply to love. Examine a person closely enough, and you know more about him than he does himself. We kill at every step, not only in wars, riots, and executions. We kill when we close our eyes to poverty, suffering, and shame. One cannot apologize for something fundamental, and a child feels and knows this as well and as deeply as any sage. Seeking means to have a goal, but finding means to be free, to be receptive, to have no goal.